football giving you many feelings as good as that one?
Yeah, that's a good one, man. Enjoyable day. Happy to help the team and to win today is special, you know.
Every boyhood Arsenal fan, every fan still left in this stadium would dream of doing what you've just done. How special is it? What does it feel like?
Special, man. I'm grateful again, man. That's what I prayed for. I prayed for it today, man, a hat-trick, and I got it today, so I'm grateful to God, man.
Did you have that feeling today? I saw you at the end, I saw you after your hat-trick goal, kind of pointing to the sky. Did you have that sense today that someone had a plan for you, someone was looking down at you?
That was the prayer today. That was the prayer today, a hat-trick, and God gave it to me, so
delivered.
Again, that's faith, man.
And I know you're all Arsenal, your family, and I believe you're over there by that over and over again sign, so who else is here from the other family to enjoy that?
All my family's here, man, again, so makes it even more special today in front of them.
And of course, had the summer worked out differently, you could have had a different shirt on today.
Let's not speak about that.
I thought you might say that. Pick of the goals.
They're all good, man. I don't know. Maybe the second one, man. That was my favourite.
Why?
Just the timing of it. It was just the right time, and yeah, man. Honestly, it's a special. All of them are good for me because I know that I've been working on it, the process to get in those positions. So yeah, it's worked out.
First senior hat trick as well, I think.
Yeah, it is again.
Two quite a few times. Not a bad time to get the hat trick.
Yeah, special one. As I said, words can't explain this one today, man.
Well done. Look, you're the player of the match as well. First Arsenal player to score a hat trick against Tottenham in nearly 50 years. Player of the match. There's a little match ball down there under your foot, so the old mantelpiece is going to be a bit more packed. Well done.
Not bad, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Cheers, man. Well done.
Yeah, awards galore for Ebere Eze, the Arsenal fan, the man released by the club at 13, back in the summer against the club who wanted to sign him. And he has that match ball and all of those memories, and social media around the world has gone into overdrive after that biggest derby win in 13 years for Arsenal. And he's also the first Englishman to score in the North London derby since 1991, the late Kevin Campbell and Ian Wright, Esquire. So, and the first, as I say, Premier League hat-trick hero of the Premier League era. I mean, it's an extraordinary tale, whichever way you tell it.
To be honest, when I signed for Arsenal, like I said, me and David Rocastle spoke for hours about what it's like to play for Tottenham. I didn't dream of scoring a hat-trick because I'd have thought that would have been too much. Just to get one goal in my first game against Spurs would have been great. But for him, with everything what he's been through, to score a hat-trick in his North London derby, it's amazing, especially in this season, the season where, you know, question marks are still around him as he's settled in properly, as he's still trying to find his way in the Arsenal side, and you know that will just help him. That will just help him. But it's the kind of thing that he's achieved that I don't think he'll realise till the season's over, and hopefully Arsenal will have won the league.
Because his story of rejection and hard work to bounce back to get to this point of signing for them, let alone today's headlines.
As a youngster, you know, to be discarded from a football club when it's your dream and being Arsenal, his team, that must have been absolutely excruciating for him. And he could have actually just collapsed there and said, right, that's it, I'm giving up. A lot of kids do, you know, but he hasn't. He had that inner steel, he had that inner fight and character. But for me, I watched him many years ago, I think at QPR, and he stood out to me because he plays the game in a natural way. And he played that when he was 14, 15. And a lot of English coaches back then would have looked at him and said,
not for me.
Not for me.
Not for me,
because at the end of the day, he couldn't do this. They were looking at, he couldn't do that. But at the end of the day, he's got immense talent. And that talent is coming out more and more now. And as I said earlier, Tuchel, he's got an abundance of these players. How you can get him into the England team, I do not know.
Need to look at the goals again as well, because some of those finishes, Righty.
Yeah. When the thing with it is that when you look at the way we were playing, what I was really hoping for is that he would get. Really sorry, just got something in my throat there. I just want to see them getting the ball in those spaces. Like Declan Rice's pass there was brilliant, but like he's in that space where you want Ebere Eze to be, And once he's in there, then obviously he's gone through 2-3 people. Look how many Tottenham players are there. 7 players are there. They'll have to look at that. But that pass there was brilliant. But then now, this is what he's capable of, and that is what is fantastic about
Quick feet as
what he's
well.
done today. Brilliant that was.
Fantastic, right? And I think that's the thing. It's not only that; it's the quality of the goals. The quality of the 3 goals. Sometimes you get a hat trick, and he could be lucky or whatever. But look at them. That one there, I think,
the best one.
beautiful.
That's the one. That's the one he said as well, Gaffer.
Yeah, that's right. Because actually, it's popped up a little bit. And the space that they've created there.
Yeah, Declan does well with the run.
Yeah, that little run takes Romero away and just opens it up. And you give that lad that sort of space in and around the D, my word.
That's brilliant, that is.
Going to punish you.
That's brilliant. Look, there's a composure now and then. Bam, just the quality there. Beautiful.
Fantastic. Very good goal. Fabulous.
Your memories for life for Ebre Eze.
Well,
this is the one that Collins.
Well, this is the one where you're feeling like with this much time, there's no way he's going to miss. You know, look, he's completely put. I think that's a doggy on the floor there. You know, he's come across too quickly, but again, Marino drops off, does brilliantly. Great run from Trossard, breaking the lines, and then there's only going to be one outcome. I think he was unlucky to not get 4. You know, he had a great chance. I think the goalie made a great save, but you know, it was always going to. I was just hoping for Arsenal to win today. I didn't think it was going to be as special as this.
No, special Arsenal memories, but bigger picture Tottenham, Glenn. As we said at half-time, a lot of discussion pre-match about the tactics and the shape from Thomas Frank, which didn't work.
Yeah.
Tried to change it in the second half.
Yeah, he might.
They've just not been beaten here in this derby. They've been well beaten.
Oh, they've been well beaten. Yeah, I mean, first half there was such a gap between the 2 teams, and it's sad to say that. But at the end of the day, they've had to come out second half and improve a little bit, and they did. But there's issues there that have been there for a few weeks and few performances, mainly been at home, whereas there's not enough options on the ball when anyone's in possession. That's the problem, and Spurs had to go very long first half. There was nothing on, had to go long, and Arsenal gobbled the ball up and come back again. And it was relentless first half. So there's a lot of things they've got to look at, whether it's the shape or individuals. These players are underachieving a little bit at the moment, I feel. They look like a team that can actually maybe go and stop teams playing, but football's about what you do with the ball as well, and that's the big challenge for Tottenham at the moment.
But ultimately, they were set up to do that, but they couldn't stop Arsenal playing in the slightest today,
No, they couldn't. I mean, Arsenal were, after first 15 minutes, Spurs, there was the one chance that Rice had. Cario made a great save, but you're thinking, well, they're not being peppered, but they were just hanging on. It was like, it wasn't a great performance in the sense that, you were winning the ball and then counter-attacking. They never did that once first half. If they won the ball, it was like a longer ball and it was coming straight back at them. That's when your tactics are not working, whether it's the back 5 that you play, but with the ball, you want your tactics to work, whereas you can go through the pitch quickly and counter. That wasn't happening once. No. And when your goals behind, 2 goals down, you're gonna hesitate. You're gonna be anxious. That confidence just is sapped out of you, and that's what Arsenal did. They just kept coming back at them, and once the third one went in, just after half time, I think that was the problem.
Yeah. And that's what this Arsenal team are all about, aren't they? They're going for more. The belief is sky high.
Yeah, and in a season where, again, we've gone through a phase of games where last season, we out of 4 games, I think it might have been Fulham, West Ham, Newcastle, and someone else, can't remember who it was, and they got 2 points out of that. This season they got 12. And it's games like this where, City lose, Liverpool seem like they're nowhere near it at the moment, but you have to win these home games. And this is why, without trying to put pressure on the team saying, oh, you have to win, but they do. Home games, if you're going to try to win the league, you have to win the home games. And coming up against a North London derby, coming into a Tottenham side, let's say they're not in great form, but I thought they were going to make it a lot more difficult than it was. I felt myself some of the time, Thomas Frank was telling them to push up to try and press them high. They didn't do that. And I thought that at no stage in the game were Arsenal uncomfortable with anything what Tottenham were doing. They weren't uncomfortable, so they could just keep playing their game. And in the end, it broke Tottenham down.
Yeah. I mean, they hadn't had a shot on target until they scored, which Years. So we're 9 down with 1 more to go on this Premier League weekend after those wins for Chelsea, for Brighton, Fulham, Forest, Palace and Newcastle on Saturday. Villa earlier today from 1 down, winning again 2-1 at Leeds and 4-1 Arsenal in the North London derby. That leaves us with the Monday night football, Manchester United to take on Everton at Old Trafford. So Leeds stay in the relegation zone where they slipped yesterday without kicking a ball. A point ahead of Burnley. Wolves still without that elusive first win, despite Rob Edwards taking charge against Palace. West Ham just out of it. Liverpool, the champions, in the bottom half of the table in 11th on 18 points. But this is the sight for all Arsenal fans. 6 clear at the top of Chelsea, who they play next in the Premier League. A week today at Stamford Bridge, 7 clear of City, and Aston Villa end the day in 4th after that win at Leeds. Manchester United, though, have the opportunity to go level on points with them in the Monday night football with a victory. Spurs level with United on 18 points, stay 9th